How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Hall of Film YouTube channel. Now today, as you can see on screen, it is a Thunderbolts review. This was a film I wasn't particularly interested in, but the more I kept reading hype, the more I kept seeing the trailer, which it advertised in everything. I couldn't escape the trailer. It actually got me pretty interested. Of course, the cast is great. I really like Florence Pugh, who is incredible in this. She's the star of the film, which I'm more than okay with because she can carry a lead role really well, and she does in this. We explore her backstory more. She's just brilliant, and I thought they really did her character justice. Sebastian Stan, of course, Bucky Barnes, not in as much as I was expecting given his popularity, his name now, and the marketing, but the marketing on this film has been quite misleading with some of the cast. But overall, Bucky is great. He's the leader. He's the glue. Once he links up with the Thunderbolts, that's when it feels a bit more cohesive than the tone being all over the place, like I do feel it is in the rest of the movie. David Harbour is the scene stealer in this film. Um, perfect perfect amount he was in this film. He wasn't in it too much where he become grating and where you're like, can he go off screen please? But he wasn't in it little enough where you're like, where was he? I wanted more of him. He's in it the perfect amount. He doesn't say funny things. He says things funny. The whole cinema was laughing when we were watching it. He's really not even comic relief, he just kind of uplifts it. And again, like Bucky, is the glue to the tone. I feel like when those link up and the Thunderbolts are all together, it feels a lot more cohesive and better. Olga Kurylenko reprises her role as Taskmaster. Of course, Taskmaster didn't really get done justice in the Black Widow movie, and marketing in it a lot, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to spoil anything or say anything, but if you're somebody who wants more Taskmaster and wants to kind of finally learn about that character, you will be massively disappointed in this film. Um, then you've got Hannah John Cameron back as Ghost, of course, was in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Really cool character. Was hoping to learn more about her. She's kind of just pushed to the side, pushed to the back, and you kind of left going, oh yeah, she's there as well, which is really disappointing because it's a character with one of the cooler powers, and you know, I would have liked to see more, but we didn't get anything. Wyatt Russell as John Walker. I didn't watch the Falcon and the Winter Soldier spin-off, so this was my first kind of feel of John Walker. He's kind of the dick of the squad. Not exactly a likable guy, but I thought he was pretty solid. So yeah, that's as much as I think I've got on him. And then the main one of this, well, actually, the main two people. First, I'll speak about Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Um, it's very much like in Suicide Squad with Amanda Walling, I think it was her name, where it's kind of just like basic authoritarian figure, where it's kind of like the same shtick over and over again. You could have replaced her with anybody and it wouldn't change anything about the film. It's just kind of like an eye roll villain. And then Lewis Pullman, of course, as Bob or Sentry or Void. I do feel sorry for Lewis Pullman because he will forever be known as Bob. Of course, being Bob in Top Gun Maverick and now being Bob in the MCU. So he will forever be Bob. Now, his character, considering he's kind of the villain and I guess other than Florence Pugh, the main focus of the film, I left not knowing really much. They don't show us, they tell us, which I always hate when films do that. And you're just kind of left very, very underwhelming but interested, but you don't know anything. It's really not a fleshed out role. That's where the writing lacks. Um, there's a scene as well where they're in the void, they're going through different rooms. It reminded me a lot of Monsters Inc. when Sully and Randall are going through the doors and we're going into different rooms and everything. And it's just kind of, that was like, that's a me problem that I was thinking that, but it was kind of goofy, but it was cool as well. Um, I thought the film overall was quite well paced until the end. It was very weird. I was like, okay, they're pacing this out well, you know, the gang doesn't get... The gang, what I like as well, Thunderbolts don't go, let's join forces. They kind of get forced to go, we have to survive, and, you know, which I always appreciate because you get then the character bonding and everything, and it's more interesting than just going, oh, let's unite to fight, you know, evil. It's like we have to survive, which is always more interesting. Um, but the ending was like, it was so well paced, and then they went, oh, we need to end it. We've only got 10 minutes, and then it just kind of ends, and you're like, okay. Didn't end particularly interesting. The overall ending as well, an eye roll. I without going into spoilers because I don't want to spoil like the end, but once you watch the video, once you watch the film, I'll kind of hint at it, I suppose. Like, I know it's a thing in the comics, but not with them, and I kind of eye rolled because we're probably going to get the same shit as we always do with the MCU, and I'm kind of over it now, as I'm sure many of you are. But overall, I had a fun time with Thunderbolts, even if lacking a bit, but genuinely this is probably the best MCU project since Black Panther Wakanda Forever, from memory, because I didn't like Deadpool and Wolverine. I didn't, well, not that I didn't like it, wasn't as good as people said. If you put something half decent in a shit sandwich, it's gonna look a lot better. Same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Not for me. You've got to deal with Chris Pratt and Ryan Reynolds doing the same stuff they do in every single media thing that they're in. But genuinely, Thunderbolts, I do recommend if you're an MCU fan. It's one of the best Marvel projects in a long time. Is the MCU back? No. I don't trust them still. I do think this is going to be a one-off and we're going to go back to a bit more, unfortunately, going back to more lacking films. But overall, Thunderbolts, good time. Marvel's answer to Suicide Squad, done better as well, probably. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video of me discussing Thunderbolts. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments below what you thought. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.